Okay. Okay, so good evening, everybody. Nice to see you. My name is Dinah Paritzky. I'm honoured to be a member of the Education Committee of the European Academy of Optometry and Optics. And in that role, I was asked to moderate this evening's session. But before we start, I'd like to introduce you to Liliana Stankova, who is the president of the European Academy of Optometry and Optics, and she has a few words to say to us.
Okay, once again, good evening from Sofia and welcome to Academy Hour, a wonderful initiative of Education Committee of European Academy of Optometry and Optics. I am delighted to open today's Academy Hour discussion on the topic what's hot in optometry and optics. And I'm going to use the opportunity also to inform you about the date and place of our next annual conference of the Academy, the largest international event in Europe for eye care professionals. The conference will take place on 11 to 14 of May, 2023.
Can you all mute yourselves, please?
To mute myself?
No, you're fine. I just asked everyone else to mute themselves.
Okay, sorry. So the conference will take place on 11 to 14 of May, 2023 in Poznan, Poland. And we will take the advantage of importance of 2023 for the eye health community to focus on eye care in the changing world. The conference is jointly organized by European Academy of Optometry and Optics and the Polish Optometric Association. The call of abstracts is already started. It's now open and the submission window is open until Monday, 28th of December, 2022. Our fellowship program is also open too, and we will be happy in Poznan to welcome new fellows to join us as new members. We look forward also for welcoming a record number of researcher or professionals to discuss and share their latest research and experience and clinical practice in optometry, optics, and dispensing, and also on vision science. You know, we are witness that the practice in eye care in Europe is changing, and these changes are happening at a different place in a different countries, and we are helping as Academy of Optometry and Optics. We are helping to and support the professionals across Europe to work in collaboration and not isolation. Enough COVID, I would say. So what is hot in optometry and optics? The question asked like this make the topic a bit comprehensive. Some of the emerging trends are faithful in general and will continue to shape and redefine the future in optometry. Let's see tonight together with our moderator, Dinah Paritzky, and let's talk what is hot in optometry and optics and discuss together these trends who affect our daily life and eye care specialists.
Okay,
welcome again.
Thank you, Liliana. I think before we start, it'll just be nice to see where everybody is from. So we just have a quick little poll here. It's the new Zoom polls where you can actually write things and not sure if you're all familiar with that. It's a new function on Zoom where you can have a short answer, which is great. So just put in what country you're from. We'll have a little survey of who's here. And it's my first time using this feature, so it's interesting for me as well.
Dinah is co-host. I can't answer, but that's fine.
Oh, sorry.
That's all right.
I hope there's somebody else here from England then.
I'm guessing there will be someone from the UK, but if not, I'll just say it out. There's UK representative.
Tinham médica todos os superiores. Eles foram os dois primeiros a entrar. Média 14 e média 15. Depois
Okay, I'll just give you a few more seconds.
I cannot answer to
what?
Dominic. I cannot succeed in answering your question.
Oh, I don't know why that should be. I can see that 14 people have answered it. Anybody else?
Okay. I'll try again. I try again.
Yeah, just click on poll again.
It has some kind of words on it and you have to write on top of
Yeah.
the word.
You have to, oh, I can't see what you're seeing. It's an open answer. You actually write something in. It's not a regular poll where you just
Yes,
click on
did
it.
it, but didn't work.
Okay, I can see that 16 people have answered already, so I'll just give you a few more seconds and see how that works. Nice to see where everybody's coming from. Okay, anybody else want another minute to answer? Okay, all right. Okay, we have Jose here from Portugal who hasn't had a chance to answer, but okay, let's see where we are. Share results. Details. Okay, so we have Cyprus and Israel and Bulgaria, Palestine, Ghana, Spain, Bulgaria, Jerusalem, Netherlands. Okay. So I have to get back to where I was. Could you see the answers just then when I shared it?
What I see is just my answer,
Right, me too.
but I don't see the whole, I don't see the whole survey.
Okay, so that's interesting. I would have thought if I would share the results, you'd see it all, but never mind. Okay, so what is hot in optometry and optics? I have also a poll. I thought I'd give everyone a chance to write something down. So let's just try again, share the results. Never mind that one, stop sharing. Okay, let's go into the other poll. And let's talk about the survey. Again, it's open answers. And because you can't do multiple answers for one question, I'm giving you 2 options to answer. So you can put in what you think is the hot topic, and then we can talk about it. And then you've got a second chance. What else is a hot topic? What do you think's changed? What do you think is happening? Okay, I'll give you another couple of minutes. It'll be interesting to see people coming from different places, from different countries, if we think the same things, if we think different things. I've also made a list of things that I think, if anybody wants some inspiration. Can you see my screen? I made this cute little cloud of things asking people, what do you think? You might find some inspiration here. You might think of something else. I'll just leave that for a minute or two because I can see about half the people have answered already. So I'm going to give you another couple of minutes. And maybe something here will jump out at you and you'll say, oh yeah, that's interesting for me as well. I'll just give you another half a minute. Get some more input. Okay, so I can see 65% of people have participated. I know there's some people driving, so please do not participate if you're driving. And let's end that poll. And let's share the results. Okay, this is a very strange way of sharing results. What do we think is a hot topic?
So Dinah, we can't see the topic still. So I'm
No,
not sure if you can share your screen that shows that.
Yeah, I'm gonna do share screen again because I can see that. It's interesting because in a normal Zoom poll,
yeah,
we can see the results, but obviously we can't. So let me see if I can do share screen to see that. Okay, I think you can see that, yeah?
Yeah.
Great. So we have vision therapy, we have myopia management, pediatric optometry, myopia. We have a lot of, I was guessing there was going to be a lot of myopia control. Diagnostic with non-symmetrical diopters. I'm not sure what that is. Perhaps somebody could explain in a second. New drops for presbyopia. Okay, blue blocking contacts. And obviously lots and lots of myopia control, which I figured we were going to get, which is why I gave a second question. And now we have primary visual care, growth in global ophthalmic diagnostic equipment, IPL. What's IPL?
That's for the dry eye meibomian glands. It's
Right,
infrared
right.
pulse light
Oh, that
treatment.
instrument. Yes, 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 of course. Scleral lenses, laser surgery, dry eye, eye strain, myopia, myopia, myopia. Okay. So let me just do, wait, what was the one which I wasn't sure what it was? Diagnostic with non-symmetrical diopters. Would whoever wrote that mind sharing with us what they mean? Anybody there who wants to explain what they meant by that? Because I'm not sure.
I mean, when there is a difference between the spherical and the cylinder diopter, I mean, when the cylinder diopter it's like +1 and the other eye it's -1.
Oh, anisometropia, right.
Anisometropia, yes.
Right, anisometropia. I would agree with you there. You know, I think it's something that's very overlooked. You know, there are solutions to it, and mostly people tend to ignore it. I think that's a very good point. Let me just go back. Obviously, the main hot topic, which I think we all agree with, is myopia control. I pretty much figured everyone was going to say that. Little survey coming up about myopia management or myopia control. Obviously, the two different ways of talking about it. I'm interested now. Can you see the poll? This is an easy poll, so you can just click on it. Do you practice myopia management or myopia control? So I chose 4 options. Yes, and I've got lots of experience. Yes, but I don't have much experience. No, and I don't plan on doing so. And no, but I would like to start. I think that's really interesting to see. And I wonder if it varies from country to country.
In the meantime, can I ask you something?
Of course.
I was always asking myself that this IPL treatment, is this legal in Europe in optometric practice, or it must be in ophthalmologist practice?
Okay, would anybody like to answer that? I'm not actually sure about the IPL, if it's legal where I live. Does anybody know? Rupal, what about in England? Is it legal in
Yeah,
England?
IPL in America and UK is, because they are medical devices that have been certified. However, in each country, the regulations will be different. And I guess it's something you have to ask.
Wait, in America is different because they are doctors of optometry.
Yeah, in the UK, we are not doctors, but we can use it. And it's sold to us.
And the ophthalmologists don't have any issue about this.
Yep.
This is good.
Because they don't want to use it. They don't want to invest in the money to waste time on it. They're busy doing surgery and stuff. So they'd rather do all this dry eye stuff, send it out to optometrists to do. And it's not covered in the National Health Service. It's a private procedure, so they're not that interested. I saw Maurice nodding, so I'm guessing in Netherlands it's similar.
Maurice, do you want to unmute a minute?
Yes, in the Netherlands it's quite similar. But, the regulations are not that strict at the moment. We do have a profession which is a skin care profession, but they are not allowed to use the IPL near the eyes. But apparently optometrists can use it.
I know, no extra training other than the manufacturer training you.
Just a 1-hour course from the manufacturer and you're off to go. But the weird thing is that we as optometrists have completely no idea about skin tones, so we make sometimes a mistake and then you get burns.
Sounds a little scary.
So is that an idea that we need to have a workshop then in the European Academy on a skin specialist?
Yeah.
Absolutely, I think that's a terrific idea. One of the things we talked about with the Education Committee about this evening is what topics are going to come up that are important for people to hear about at the conference, whether it's a workshop or a presentation or whatever. And I'm actually going to get to that a little later, but absolutely. Okay, so I think we've got 76% of people answering, and I'm hoping this one, which is a simple poll, you'll be able to see the results. Okay, can you see the results of the poll? So
yeah,
can you see that? Right, so we have one person only who's got a lot of experience. Well done, one person. 14 people who are doing myopia control but don't have a lot of experience, 2 people who don't plan on doing it, and 9 people who know but I would like to start, which I think, so that's interesting. The majority, not a big majority, the majority of people are doing it. Fair enough to say you don't have much experience. I mean, it is fairly new. The people who are doing myopia control, can I ask you to open your microphones and tell us, what are you doing? Are you doing contact lenses, glasses, atropine, a combination? Would you like to share that with us?
Well, here in Cyprus, the last 3 years, I did orthokeratology and myopia management. Single vision lenses, they are available here for the last 3 months, but ophthalmologists are unaware about this. The price is high. But orthokeratology, I think it wins because it gives you this mentality, change the mentality during the day, especially in girls or women. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else of the 14 people who said they've started myopia management? Can we hear from you?
Yes, I would say that here in Bulgaria depends what is available for providing such a therapy to the children with myopia. Especially we have in Bulgaria ortho-K lenses, and we have also contact lenses like Milo. But some of my colleagues, as far as I know, they are using also off-label lenses. And I personally, I'm doing ortho-K lenses. And of course, I don't have that much experience. I am the one who answered that I am practicing, but I don't have that much experience because the link between the ophthalmologist who is dealing with children and optometrist who is providing ortho-K lenses and fitting contact ortho-K lenses is not that strong. We need more to collaborate or to work together on it, because otherwise we cannot practice by ourselves ortho-K therapy.
And I have a message here on a private chat from another colleague who does glasses, contact lenses, my sight, and atropine as well. Okay, so that's really covering it all. Anybody else like to share what they're doing with myopia control?
Yes, but in what country is the atropine?
Israel.
Is it
I
legal?
presume she must be working with an ophthalmologist. She might want to, if she wants to open her microphone and talk. I assume it's somebody who's working with an ophthalmologist, because we can't really use atropine. But maybe she's doing it in conjunction. Yeah, she's doing it in conjunction with an ophthalmologist. Okay, that's interesting. Anybody else doing myopia control? Or the people who said they want to start, what do you feel you need to start doing it? What is it you're looking for? Do you think a workshop? Do you think an online course? It'd be interesting to hear some feedback. You can write in the chat if you don't want to talk.
Well, I will answer. First, you have to invest in money, in spare time to read and study. And after, you need a workshop, a full-day workshop minimum. I prepare myself, and it takes me 2 years.
Okay. You're saying first
each step was I find a lot of difficulties. Each step to prepare and set up my room, to communicate with the European labs, terrible. If you communicate with the USA lab, more difficulties. Also in Europe, the laboratories, they don't have the advisor. You have to do it all yourself. You have to decide what changes you are going to do alone. In USA, the lab do it the job. Optometrist is just make the topography.
Okay, Rupal?
So I would take your question, Dinah, and I'll split it down into a little bit. Okay, so when we talk about myopia management or myopia control, traditionally we have looked at ortho-K lenses. Okay, but if people are now planning to start, are they thinking they want to do ortho-K, or are they thinking of the newer modalities that is out here, which is the spectacle lenses, the contact lenses? Atropine, I'm going to just park a little bit because in most countries, it isn't available in a normal optical practice yet, because it's not been approved by Europe, I think, yet. And it hasn't been UK. I think America have just approved, the FDA has approved it, but I'm not sure it's available. So if we split it, how many of you feel that you want to do ortho-K? How many of you feel that you want to do contact lenses and spectacle, just the normal contact lenses, as Liliana mentioned, the Milos and things like that? And how many of you want to do the spectacle lenses? And Kairos is correct. You do need investment. You need your staff trained. They can explain things. You need the promotional material that you want to give parents so they can read about it. And then it's the experience of what is the right product for the patient. And I think that's when the workshops and the research data comes in terms of what works well for what age group, and the investment. If you're doing ortho-Ks, it's topography. If you're doing normal myopia management, you have to have a axial length measure. Otherwise, how do you know you're making a difference, I guess?
Right. Okay, thank you. Are there any educators in the audience tonight, apart from my colleagues? Though I can see lots of you. Are there any other educators here? I know.
Well, I want to share also my experience about the atropine. 16th of September, I was on Romania in Brasov with the Euroc, with the Romanian ophthalmologists. It was 100 ophthalmologists there and 3 optometrists, one Marino, one Jauma, and me. So there is a distributor there of Atropini. And on the booth that I visit, they have there the package of Atropini 0.0.1, and the distribution persists because it's a low dose atropine, is not a medicine, and so you can sell it in the optical stores. He mentioned me this because it's low dose atropine is not a medicine. I don't know.
I'm wondering, the reason I asked if there's any educators, I'm wondering how much it's being taught in the universities at the moment. I work in Hadassah College in Jerusalem, and got a whole bunch of colleagues here, and we're actually talking now about opening up a myopia control clinic. A few of us attended the International Myopia Conference in Rotterdam in September, and I think that for us was a very much, you know, a push to say, yeah, this is the time, and we really need to be doing this and doing it intensively, I would say. I think a university is a good place perhaps to start a myopia clinic. Rupal, was that another raising hand? Was that the previous
No, yeah, to say we teach both our opticians and our optometrists myopia management, and our optometry students, we have a myopia control clinic, and they dispense spectacles and they fit contact lenses, which is whatever is appropriate. We don't issue atropine, even the 0.001%. There is a lot of rebound effect for atropine. However, we do have some of our patients who are wearing spectacles and are getting atropine from an ophthalmologist, so that they're having dual combination therapy. But we don't do anything about atropine. That's not an area that we would touch at the moment because it's not yet approved.
Right, and my colleague has just written this in Israel. It's a special preparation in the pharmacy with a doctor's prescription. And in the Netherlands, the ophthalmologist put out a statement that ortho-K should not be fitted to children under a certain age. Maurice, what age is that? No, you don't know. Okay. Okay, look, it's nice to see that some people are working together with the ophthalmologists for the myopia control. I think that's oh, I see we have Michael from Switzerland joining us. Hello, good evening.
Hey, hello, Michael.
You missed the bit
Hello,
where we all
everybody.
said what country you're from. I think you're the first person to join us from Switzerland, so very nice to see you.
Nice being with you. Thanks.
So we're looking at the hot topics. Somebody mentioned the new, I'll just tell you, I was with some American colleagues last week and I said to them, I'm going to be doing this session. What would you say are the hot topics? And they said, oh, laser surgery. So I said, you mean refractive surgery? Oh, no, iridectomies and all those kind of things. So I said, okay, well, I think that's very American. I don't think there's anybody here doing iridectomies or any other laser surgery in the eyes. So yeah, this is very much the European platform, not the American platform. New drops for presbyopia. I see a lot of buzz about that in the States. Anybody come across that? Anybody using that? Have anybody heard of it?
Yes.
Well, I always said that these drops for presbyopia is like Viagra. It's for 3 hours and after goes down.
Okay. I've seen reports of people having good vision for 8 hours. I've seen a lot of reports of people getting headaches from it. I mean, it's basically, it's a myotic, that's all. But talking about presbyopia, I'm just going to do a share screen a second to my PowerPoint, which I prepared. Yeah. I was thinking about presbyopia. By 2050, the world's population of people aged 60 years and older will be double, 2.1 billion. And the number of persons aged 80 years or older is expected to triple. That's from the World Health Organization. And I'm interested in the stuff coming out on presbyopia, maybe because it's too late for me for myopia control, way too late. But personally for me, I think anything that's going to help with presbyopia is very interesting. There's a very interesting article about different presbyopia treatments. I just copied a little bit of it here. There's a whole lot of new surgical options coming out, some of which are not FDA approved. I don't know if they're approved. There's somewhere in Europe I saw was doing this corneal ablation to make it like a multifocal cornea. Liliana, I see you're nodding. Do you know where that's legal in Europe?
Sorry?
Do you know where in Europe that's legal? I can't remember. I did see it somewhere.
No. Sorry, but I just heard that.
Right. And there's these scleral implants, accommodative intraocular lenses, light adjustable lenses. There's all sorts of stuff going on. I think that might be something to keep an eye on. Let me just stop share for a second. I can see who's there. I personally think that presbyopia has got a big future. I think, there's no fantastic solution right now. I think all of us who have reached that age would agree. We've all got our solutions, but there's no great solution, really. And I think with the new technology, it would be nice if there was a really, really good solution to presbyopia. And perhaps we'll see that, whether it's, I don't think the drops are the answer, not the ones that are around at the moment. Maybe there'll be a surgical answer for that. We can be optimistic. What else have we seen? Dry eye disease, a few people mentioned. Anybody want to talk a bit about dry eye disease, why that's a hot topic for optometrists?
Dry eye start from 8 years old nowadays. So there is a lot of years and a lot of customers to do dry eye. I had last week minus 4.5 ophthalmology referred to me for orthokeratology, and the meibomian gland with the infrared camera, black and white, it was 95% destroyed. 10 years old girl.
And what was the treatment?
Well, suppose referred to me for orthokeratology, but the mother didn't decide yet or didn't accept it. He chose the traditional glasses.
Rupal?
Well, I think for dry eyes, and I know it's been overtaken by myopia management, but if a big part of our myopia management is contact lenses, then the dry eye becomes a bigger issue. So things like the IPL is an issue. I'm not sure how many in Europe are aware of a new kind of eye drop for dry eyes, which is showing some promising results, which is to take the person's own blood, put it through centrifuge and get the serum components and put the serum components in the eye. At the moment, the only problem is they have to be refrigerated and you have to travel with them and things like that. But I'm not sure if anyone else has come across if it is going to be the answer for those who have very poor meibomian glands because they've disappeared, or there's a systemic condition that's continually destroying those meibomian glands. So whatever treatment we put is never going to work. So the serum drop option might be a consideration. I
Yes,
don't know
but
how it will work.
In optometry side or ophthalmology side?
Well, the trials are ophthalmology, but again, it is something that might get down to optometrists, because if we can send them to a lab that can take the blood and there's a process, those drops will then come to the optometrist to monitor. Is what I'm hoping.
Well, I was spoke with a patient last week on Lebanon, and he used these serum drops. So already I know that they do it in USA, but they do it also in Lebanon.
I've heard of it. I think one of the conferences I was at, I've heard of it, but I haven't heard of it being commercially available.
It's still trial phases. So I guess anyone in any countries are doing the trials in Europe, because if we can get trials in Europe, America has done them, and that's why they approved them. But we need the trials in Europe, don't we, to get them approved here.
Right.
So is there a special machine that can do these serum tears, or any lab can do it?
I haven't looked into that, Kairos. That's why I'm asking. It's a hot topic, and so I'm asking others who have come across it.
So again, the chemist must buy a different machine.
Yeah, that's another topic that we need to discuss at the conference. Another hot topic for the conference. I'll keep a note of all this, Liliana. What presentations we need and what work.
IPL definitely with the serum update.
Okay. Going back to my list, somebody wrote blue blocking contacts. Obviously, we hear a lot about. Just mute that person. You make sure you're muted, people. Thank you. Apart from people want to talk. Blue blocking contact lenses. Somebody wrote as a hot topic. Any feelings about blue blockings? We hear so much advertising about the blue blocking light and the glasses and everything. I think it's pretty much been debunked, hasn't it, in terms of EBP? Of course, I still see it being advertised. Anybody have people coming to ask for that?
It's the rage on Instagram and Snapchat that all the influencers are saying that you should put blue blockers in, which is why people are asking. But scientifically, there isn't any.
There's no evidence at all. Why are they saying it? Is it to are they saying it helps eye strain?
They don't know what they're saying. They're just saying it's good for you.
Okay.
Because I asked my students, because I had a clinic where every single person that came out and they had put down blue blocking, and I asked them, I said, why are you recommending this? Where's the evidence? And they said, well, the patient came in saying that seen on Facebook or Instagram that because they use a lot of screens and they use their mobile phones, that they should have a blue blocking filter put on. And I was like, what? I said, did you not tell them the evidence isn't strong? It's just like, yes, but they said the influencer was it changed their life. So They suggested.
Well, we know the placebo effect is very strong, so it probably did change their lives. Let's see what else we have. We have laser surgery. I'm interested in people from different countries in terms of laser surgery. Confession, 3 of my children have had laser refractive surgery, 3 out of the 4, and the 4th didn't have only because he doesn't need it. And in all 3 cases, they did PRK and not LASIK. And at one of the times, the ophthalmologist who I went to said, if you want LASIK, go somewhere else. I'm only doing PRK. He has since changed that. For my subsequent child, he said he would prepare to do LASIK, but firmly on the side of PRK, despite the discomfort, because of the long-term aspects were better and less complications. So I'm interested in, people in different countries. Michael, in Switzerland, for instance, what's the trend there? Is it PRK? Is it LASIK? What are you advising the patients? You have to unmute yourself. Okay. Yeah.
Wow. I'm retired now 5 years, so I didn't follow too much. But I don't think they use PRK here anymore. I think it's only LASIK. PRK is an old-fashioned.
That's what I thought right up until I took my first kid to have his laser surgery done. When the ophthalmologist said he would only do PRK on him, he wouldn't do LASIK because
Really?
it's much more stable cornea. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I was very surprised. I also thought PRK was the old-fashioned one. Maurice, what about in the Netherlands? You know what the trend is? Or Dominique in France? I'm interested to know in different countries what the trend is.
I can answer. In Cyprus, I was on the room with the laser and helping an ophthalmologist. Suppose they come for laser, but he did PRK.
And why did he do PRK?
Stay safe, more safe.
Yeah. I mean, yes, the patient suffers more, but in long term, it's supposed to be safer. It's supposed to be more stable. And it's interesting that it's like come back into fashion. Mind you, look at it.
Yeah, laser is more marketing word.
Right. Anybody else want to share about what they think about the refractive surgery, what the patients are asking for, what they're getting?
In the UK, LASIK is still more popular. And the patients I'm seeing haven't had PRK. But as you say, they rebound fairly quickly. 5-6 years down the line, they're back at least -150 or -2. So maybe PRK is the way to go, but it's cheaper to do LASIK and faster. So a lot of the commercial companies are just doing LASIK
Right.
and sending them out. They've got
Yeah,
their
and I think it's a lot more attractive to the patients because, no pain quickly. You've got to be very dedicated to do PRK.
Yeah.
Or have a mother who's an optometrist and says, if that's what they said you're doing, that's what you're doing. There's no choice. But I can just tell you from my personal experience, like I say, my 3 kids have had it done and no rebound. The longest one is already, I think, about 8-9 years, and no rebound and stability, which I think is a really important thing. And I think as optometrists, it's important for us to know that. I'm sure you have a lot of patients consulting with you about it. And, I think instinctively we'd have always said, there's LASIK, that's great, and it doesn't hurt or anything. But I think that's, even though we're not doing the surgery, I think it's important we keep up with the research. And if research is showing that PRK is a better option, and a better long-term option, then I do think something we need to be aware of as optometrists. Just looking at some other things that came up, or I'll go back and have a look at a few things that I looked at. Okay, I'll do share screen again. Okay, so I was looking at a few hot topics around the world. I found some very nice contact lens articles, some new stuff coming out. An article in BCLA by Lyndon Jones et al. I know from England. contact lenses that either mechanically or electronically change their shape are being investigated for the management of presbyopia. I like that idea more than surgery. And then we have, let's see if this link works. We have this very cool, I'm going to show you this video I came across. I thought it was very cool. I just have to know if you're seeing the screen. Are you seeing the screen of a video?
No.
I think, no. I have to move
Still,
it.
your PowerPoint is what we're seeing.
I'm using two different screens, so I just have to come over to this screen. Can you see the video now?
Still the PowerPoint.
I'm going to do stop share a second because it needs to be on this screen. Okay, just let me know if you can see the screen. Let's zoom back. It's great working with two screens until it isn't. So let's go to, yeah. And tell, can you see this? Can you see the video now?
We can see it now, yeah.
Yes.
All
Yes.
right. I know you haven't got sound, but it's just annoying music, so that's okay. Basically, what we're seeing here is augmented reality contact lenses. I thought this was very, very cool. You know the big chunky Google glasses which gave you information about the world and didn't really take off? And now they're developing it on this very cool contact lens.
So the question is, right now, how do they think the binocular vision in real world perception would work?
Well, it's not virtual reality, it's augmented reality. So you're getting your vision with this overlay of the information. I thought it was really cool.
It is, and I'm guessing it's developed from the fighter pilot helmets, which have the augmented reality stuff in front of them while they're looking through to see what's in front of them as well. It's just using that same technology. It has caused some binocular vision issues with those pilots because they're looking at different things, and if their accommodation is not quite right, it ends up causing issues in the depth perception.
There is another big issue. Mojo always announced that these lenses, Mojo lenses, is not going to be available through optometries. It's going to be on the internet store.
Okay, I did not know that. I have no have no financial interest. I just thought it was a really cool video that you might be interested in seeing.
When I hear this, I stop to look at the Mojo lenses.
Okay, so if you tell me they're not for optometrists, then we can just scrap that and we're not going to be interested in that anymore. Before I show you another video I found, are there any opticians here, not optometrists, who can tell us the latest developments with glasses? Because with the European Academy of Optometry and Optics, so I was hoping we'd have some people from the world of optics joining us. I don't see any names that look familiar to me. So let me just go back to sharing my screen. This is something also very cool I found with glasses. Let me just get it. It's going to get onto the other screen. So I need to just get it to this screen. 1 second. I'm going to stop share 1 minute because I didn't do the video sound. Okay, 1 second. Move it over from this screen. Okay, so you can see the video?
Yes.
Deep Optics omnifocals are the first dynamic focal eyeglasses ever created. They are compatible with an endless variety of frame designs and eliminate the familiar difficulties known from regular multifocal use. 2 hidden optical sensors on the glass's frame constantly analyze the eye's pupillary distance, which changes whenever we try to focus on a different depth in our field of vision. The output is sent to a processing unit that calculates the exact distance the wearer is trying to focus on and determines the optical compensation needed to produce sharp vision at that point. The unit then communicates with the glass's lenses, which contain a liquid crystal layer. This unique substance is capable of changing its refractive index and thus allows the lens to instantly apply the specific optical compensation needed for the wearer at any moment. The result is perfect eyesight. The glasses operation is instant, silent, and automatic, allowing the wearer to enjoy sharp vision in any given scenario. Deep Optics Omnifocals. See the world like you used to.
Okay, so again, I have no financial interest at all. I have no idea if it works, but I have to say, I thought it was very, very cool. And I would certainly try those kind of glasses. Anybody heard of this? Anybody had come across this? No, maybe not.
Is anybody aware or have experience about this Ray-Ban Wayfarer with the camera?
No, tell us about it.
I've seen
You know,
that, but I haven't got experience on that.
I've seen it, but I don't touch it.
What is that? What is it? Here we have
It's
to-
the wafer, the classic wafer, plastic, black one with two cameras here. 1, 2.
And what's the idea? Just so you don't have to get your phone out to take a picture, or it helps you with your vision, or what?
I
to
think
help with the
it's
vision.
Bluetooth and vision, or you can make records also, video records. So
Nice.
photographs also.
Hi, Dinah.
Hi, Jose. Let me just introduce you. Jose is joining us from Portugal. He is the head of the Education Committee of the European Academy of Optometry and Optics. And in fact, tonight's theme was chosen by him. So thank you very much. Jose, would you like to say a few words?
Yes, very briefly on this topic specifically, and thank you because this session is being very lively and we have increased significantly the participation. So this is evolving quite good. Thank you very much, Rupal and Dinah. Well, about these lenses and joining these deep optics and the module lenses, I think we are still maybe 5-10 years ahead of these products going to market products in a widely view. I will say that it's very positive that these steps are being taken us forward because there was a lot of technological barriers before. So the kind of project that Google is now making evolve, it's quite old. I will say that for the last 5 to 7 years, this has been on the pipeline and initially thought as a contact lens. So it is possible that even a contact lens will come out with liquid crystals that can change the refractive index of the medium depending on a small voltage. So the technological challenges were huge. For example, make this change with voltages that will be compatible with the wear on the eye. So these have to be very tiny or the eye will suffer under such a current. The other were the battery, so the energy production, energy storage, the communication with other peripherals. So these module lenses have made all those things possible in a laboratory, I will say, prototype. To my knowledge, only the boss of the company wore these lenses in vivo, okay? So there is no clinical trial have been published or even under development. I believe they will now go into early clinical trials, probably in the future of the larger ones. But on the multifocal lenses, there are still, at least to my knowledge, 2 challenges. The voltage one, that is, if you put very, very tiny voltages, electric voltages on the crystal, on the liquid crystals, the change in power is very slow. You can go up to 2.5 or 3 diopters of change, but it requires thick devices and more electrical energy that is not compatible with the wear on the eye. I'm sure that this will be overcome. The other thing is that there should be a very, very smart system to understand where the eyes are looking, and by triangulation, input, the level of accommodation that should be put on that system. So there are huge barriers yet to be overcome before this take to the market. And about if this will be the medical devices or medical devices class 2, class 3, or any other. Well, I will say that this is not yet defined because this is a huge new environment and under development, and even the health authorities will have to think twice before these systems go into the market because they involve data transfer, they involve energy storage, they involve a lot of different materials being used on the eye for the first time, a lot of electronics, and that have to be perfectly sealed so that they cannot extravase on the medium of the eye, and a lot of clinical and technological barriers to overcome. But it is great that this is under development. I'm not sure if this will be used by the optometrists, the ophthalmologists, both, but I believe that any company that wants to make this available to the wide market, to be market products, will try to put this on the channels that may be more widely. And I don't see these lenses to be purchased in Alibaba and simply sent to the home of someone and put this on the eye, because this is a very thick device that eventually can cause physiological effects on the eye. So I'm quite sure that this should be, at least on the regulated markets, prescribed by an eye care professional. And for sure, the companies will ensure that make a development that is made widely available, not only by the super specialists in ophthalmology, because that will be not profitable for sure.
Okay, wow, thank you. I mean, you're an expert on this subject. Thanks, Jose. We have a few minutes left. I've actually prepared another poll. As a member of the Education Committee, we'd very much like to hear what people want to hear more about, what you'd like to learn about, whether it's during an academy hour such as this, a webinar, online courses, or even, or certainly at the conference in Poznan in May. So I'm going to do another small poll. Again, it's open answers. Please don't write myopia management. I'm taking it as a given that we all want to learn more about myopia management. So don't write myopia management, but let's see what other topics people would like to learn more about. So I've opened that poll for you. All this is anonymous, by the way, so you don't need to be embarrassed about it if you think what you want to learn about is basic, it's fine. I'd be really interested to know what people, what we as the Education Committee can give over, what you would like us to, maybe a course or a seminar or anything like that. It'd be really interesting to hear what people want to know about. And again, I'm taking it as a given that myopia management is up there, so don't write that.
Just to add to Dinah's point, if you're putting down topics, can you say if those are things you want in the academy hour or things you want more workshops or in the conference?
Okay, this is going a little slower than the other polls. I'll give you a few more minutes. And just while people are doing that, I've been going to the European Academy conferences since 2011. And I can tell you, every year I go and I learn so much. And I'm really going to push the conference. I think it's an amazing conference. And for those of us who don't live, for all of us who live in Europe or next to Europe, not quite in Europe, it's convenient, it's easy to get to. It's always a fantastic program. There's so much going on. It's very, very top level, and I would really encourage people. Hope to see you in Poznan in May. So let's just see if I'm getting, I've got a few answers here. I've got 8 people have answered already, 9, it's going up. So please, really happy to hear your input about what topics you would like to learn about. And like Rupal said, if it's something we can do online during the year, we don't want to just wait for the conference. We're very happy to do things online as well. Let's see if anybody else wants to answer there. Don't want to make it going long. Okay, I'm just going to end that then. And I will do share screen, because otherwise we don't get to see the answers. That's interesting. Okay. Let's go. Nope. One. On that. And this one. Okay, so what do we want to know about? OCT. The future of optometrists in eye care, will artificial intelligence replace us? Learning difficulties in connection with vision, dry eye, orthokeratology fitting workshop. Well, that's for the conference. Scleral lens fitting workshop. Scleral lens fitting, new developments in visual aids, electronic devices, myopia control, and keratoconus. Okay, so let me just stop share for that. Is there anything, any other topics? We've only got just a few minutes left. Are there any other topics anybody would like to bring up? So I would just like to say, just a reminder, save the date for Poznan. And I would just like to say thank you very much for everyone for your participation. And if anybody has anything to say that you didn't get a chance to say, I'm just going to put my email up on here. If there's anything else that you wanted to discuss, that you want to have a topic, you perhaps didn't get a chance to make it, put it on the poll. So that's my email, it's on the chat. Anything you'd like the education committee to take care of, we'd be very happy to do that for you. And thank you everybody for joining us tonight. It was great seeing you all. Liliana, would you like to say something?
Yes, I'm really impressed by the number of participators tonight, and they coming from different parts of the world, of Europe, from other countries outside Europe. Welcome again to the Academy Hour. And what I want to say, please take an eye on our website and follow our updates about our next conference in Poland, in Poznan 2023. It will be fun. Thank you.
That reminds me also to tell you the European Academy has a new website up. It's a work in progress. We're still working on putting in content. There's going to be a lot of educational content in it available for the members. That's something the committee is working on. And for those of you who are not familiar with the European Academy, just Google EAOO, have a look at the website, and thank you very much for joining us. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody. Thank you.
And stay tuned for the next one.
Good night.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Bye.
Michael, I missed you in Dublin. You didn't make
I don't
it.
know. I don't know. I don't think so. No. But we can eventually meet in
I'm
Jerusalem.
still waiting for you to invite me to speak in Switzerland. I love Switzerland. my favorite country in the entire world. I have to go back like every 2 years just because I miss it so much. You can stop.
Okay, I'll ask someone to invite you.